Okay, number 10. Now this one is going to be from the creative mind of C.S. Lewis, and I believe is one of the best films that has ever been made by him as well. The film is The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Now, you might argue that this isn't considered a Christmas movie. I mean, it kind of may look like one, but I believe it is one. Like, for certain reasons. One, Jesus references. I mean, like, it's all winter themed. It's like Aslan is Jesus. The whole, like, they mention Christmas, and you may already know the rest. The story goes about 4 children who stay at Professor Kirk's place while their home is being seized during World War II. But one day, the youngest girl, Lucy, finds Narnia inside a wardrobe, and she meets a faun named Tumnus who tells her what's going on. Like, tells her that the whole place has been cursed with an eternal winter, where it's always winter and never, ever Christmas, by a woman who calls herself Jadis, and calls herself the Queen of Narnia, but she really isn't. She's like... And also there's been a prophecy that 2 sons of Adam, what they call, human boys, and daughters of Eve, human girls as well, would defeat Jadis and restore peace to Narnia with the help of Aslan. And Jadis is willing to stop at nothing to prevent the prophecy from ever coming true by trying to kill the kids. The whole story is filled with supported characters such as the Beavers, Tumnus, Aslan, even that fox. And also the war scenes near the end are pretty intense, but the environment is really, really beautiful. And even the background music is also pretty soothing. But I urge you to check this out and watch it during Christmas, and you'll be in for quite a good time if you love the book. Now this one, number 9, is probably going to be my last tie in this countdown, and it's only going to be one element: reindeer. Like, have you ever thought that if Santa's reindeer would ever have a son, well, other than Rudolph, the answer lies in these 2 films: The Flight Before Christmas and Little Brother Big Trouble. Now, let me just talk about the first one first. In this movie, in The Flight Before Christmas, just let me explain, in Finland, it's called Nico on the Way to the Stars. But let's just keep it at the way it's called right over here in America. The story is about a young reindeer named Nico who believes he's the son of one of Santa's flying forces, which they don't know who it is at the moment. And after he causes a bit of danger to his family in the home valley, Nico runs away from his herd and plans to go to Santa's Fell to find his father. His squirrel friend Julius does join up with him, and also they meet up with a singing weasel named Wilma, voiced by Emma Roberts, who's my favorite character in the whole movie. I mean, like, she's really a great character. I mean, especially with that singing voice of hers. I especially love her twist of Santa Baby near the end of the movie. But while they're headed for Santa's Fell, a pack of wolves are willing to feast on Santa's reindeer once they go there as well. It's like the story is kind of similar to The Lion King or Hamlet in a way. But however, the story is a bit good, though. Especially when Nico believes himself near the end and gains the ability to fly. However, you may be wondering, how does the sequel compare to this film? Well, Little Brother Big Trouble is it's kind of okay, but it's not better than the first movie, though. In this one, Nico gets a new member of the family to his family. A little reindeer named Johnny becomes his stepbrother, which Nico's not too happy about. But while they were playing, a flock of eagles kidnap Johnny and take him to their leader, the White Wolf, who's the brother of the first villain. And while Nico's trying to find Johnny, he meets up with an old blind reindeer named Tobiasen, who was also another member of Santa's flying team. But, however, like I said, this one is not as good as the first movie, but still enjoyable to watch during Christmas. And there's also a few flaws with this movie. It's like, I'm kind of disappointed that Emma Roberts does not return to be Wilma, nor McDonald does not return to be Julius either. But Nico does get some more character development, even his dad Prancer in this one as well. So, if you happen to find these two films at Walmart or your local video stores, you should give them a watch. Or if you find them on Target.com as well. Number 8. Now this one is from a series that's kind of got repetitive over the years. But I am a fan of The Land Before Time, and I just don't mind its countless sequels. But there is one film that does fit the holiday spirit to me, and that is Land Before Time 8, The Big Freeze. This one does give some more character development to Ducky and Spike. In this one, like, Ducky gets a little bit annoyed with Spike's snoring every night, and even when they're being educated by a dinosaur named Mr. Thicknose. But one night, Littlefoot discovers that it begins to snow, and none of his friends believe him, and not even Mr. Thicknose believes him as well. But when it does, also during the time, Spike does meet some wanderers, which are other Spike Tails, and learns to get to know them, especially when he meets one little Spike Tail named Tippy. But once the snow starts to fall, the Spike Tails are about to leave the Great Valley, and Spike has been asked to join them, which kind of makes Ducky a little bit upset, and causes her to run off after Spike and the other Spike Tails. Even Littlefoot and the others have to which gives Littlefoot and his remaining friends to follow her, especially with Mr. Thicknose's help. We also learn that Mr. Thicknose wasn't really the wisest of all the dinosaurs in the Great Valley, though. He was just fibbing, which kind of makes me think of other people who are said to be smart, but they were actually lying about it. But I can't possibly blame Thicknose for lying that he was smart and knew everything. It's like, you may or may not like this film, but it's perfect. This film's perfect to watch during Christmas time or winter. So, maybe it's worth a watch. So, be sure to check it out. Number 7. Now, remember the 2 Rankin Bass films I mentioned earlier? Well, out of those 2, there is one Rankin Bass film that I believe is the best out of them, which is Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July. In this one, it's a story about a new villain named Winterbolt who wants to rule Santa's location, but sees that Rudolph is on his way to do so. And when a friend of Rudolph's named Milton, the flying ice cream man, pays them a visit and tells them that the circus is in trouble because they're going broke, and a new showman named Sam Spangle is about to buy off the depths and take over the show. Winterbolt tricks them into giving them magical amulets so that Frosty's family could join them. And while they're there, they meet the circus owner, Lily Lorraine, who was a rowdy cowgirl with a heart of gold, and voiced by Ethel Merman. But also, while Rudolph and his friends are helping the circus get things together, Winterbolt sends a nasty reindeer named Scratcher to lead Rudolph astray so that his nose won't ever glow again. The reason why I like this film, and the reason why I put it on this list, because it gives more character development to Rudolph, and it has some connections to the other Rankin Bass films, such as, like like Rudolph's Shiny New Year, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty's Winter Wonderland, and Frosty the Snowman. Even Santa Claus is coming to town. And also, like, the songs in this film are very classical. So I congratulate Rankin Bass for making this movie, and I'm glad that I saw it on Disney Channel for the first time when I was little. Number 6. Now this one's another one you may argue that may or may not be a Christmas movie. What I find it might be. It's just from the works of the Warner Kids. Animaniacs, Wakko's Wish. Now, I don't really know how to describe this one but I love this film. It's like, well, how do I start the plot for this one? It's like a while after Acme Falls is taken over by the nation of Tiktakia by a king named Salazar the Pushy, everyone in the kingdom have to be taxed, and everyone's hopes are starting to get lost. But the Warner children keep on trying to inspire everyone to keep on hoping so that things will be okay. And once Dot is starting to get sick and needed an operation, Wakko makes a fortune with a halfpenny, which is constantly taken by Constable Ralph and Baron von Klotz. But then the following night, Wakko makes a wish on a wishing star, and it lands out into the mountains, which leads into a big race towards the mountains to find it. Not just with the Warner kids, but also other characters such as Pinky and the Brain, Slappy and Skippy, Dr. Scratch and Sniff and Hello Nurse, Rita and Runt, and several others. And also this whole film is really, really funny, and it does give back some memories from the Animaniacs show, which I used to watch as a child. So, if you happen to find this one on Target or Amazon or wherever you might find this movie, give it a watch, I guess.